this working? Yes, it's working. Am I on? Yes, I'm on. Okay. Hello. So I'm now streaming from my room again. Same old, same old. Only obviously the kids have got these chairs, which makes it very bloody awkward for me to have my green screen up, and obviously the daughter's desk now comes out here. So I've got to figure out positioning of the camera. I've got to make it all optimised. I've got to figure it all out. But this is my. I'm home. I was home yesterday. I got home yesterday at 1, or left at 1 p.m. So I'm. Let me get my OBS on the other screen. So basically, what I want to do is I'm doing an update. This is how I am now. This shows you what you can be like. You know. Let me see. Tuesday morning, 7 a.m. was when I started the operation. That was probably a 5-hour operation. And I hope the audio is fine and everything. Blue Yeti's making noise. Let me just make sure my audio is right first. Properties. Advanced properties. Blue Yeti, I'll put desktop audio and... Okay, let me just quickly check if the audio is coming out. Advanced properties. Oh, I can't go down to get my... I'll put desktop audio and... Earphones. Okay, let me just quickly check if the audio is coming out. Whoa. Can't go down to get my... Okay, right. Earphones. Yay, there you go, I can hear myself. Right. Yes. Right, let me have a think. Let me just cogitate. So, yes. So, Tuesday morning, 7 a.m, 5-hour operation. I was very fortunate. I didn't need a colostomy bag or colonostomy bag. So I'm in that lucky bracket. So I can't do advice for any of that. If someone else goes through the same as me, can follow most of my guide but has the colonoscopy part, then they can add to that list. It'd just be great if people. This is the basic foundation of what you're going to go through for this operation, based on certain circumstances, and so they've got like a more comforting guide that says if you do this you're all right because it could go this way, and then you do this, but if you go this way you're all right because you do this and this, and then you come out the other end. That's what I'm trying to push out there at the moment. I don't really care about the views for myself personally. I just want this out there for everyone to know. Because that's just how I work, you know, like doing websites and things like that. I want people to, if I find something out that's easy, I want to tell people this easy thing, or you know, if it's difficult, I want to guide them on that or whatever. So where am I at? I'm at 3 minutes in. So let me see. So 7 a.m. I had the operation, 5 hours, and then Wednesday morning at 4 a.m. Sorry. So 21 hours later, I was able to stand up and walk around. Let me get my phone notes. I was able to stand up and walk around, and with the catheter in, and so I very casually just walked around, and then I went back to bed, and then 5 hours later, it was 9 in the morning, the next day after the operation still, and they took the catheter out. During that time, I said, I want to do it standing up, because I just had in my mind that if I ached and it was difficult to try and get out of bed, then I didn't want to be in a situation where I needed to go for a wee, and I'd be like stuck in this bed going, oh my God, I've got to get out, I've got to go to the toilet. So I stood up and they took the catheter out. Wasn't that bad. I guess the pain medication helps it all out. You're a little bit sore in the pipes, but basically, I went off for a walk. Didn't feel the need to go to the toilet at all. So whether I was in bed or not, I guess it wouldn't have made a difference in the end, because you just find it difficult to go to the toilet. So I basically was drinking loads and eating loads, because I ate everything that was put in front of me. I walked around and around the corridors like 50, 60 times. Because God, my shoulder still hurts a little bit here. And then, hold on, let me bring my notes up. Yeah, while I was lying in bed, before I actually had the catheter out and I was walking around, I found that the best way to breathe was to kind of in through the chest. So shoulder raising and sort of chest breathing and keeping my stomach in. Because normally when you just relaxed, your stomach goes in and out, doesn't it? Because your diaphragm and everything. It's like your stomach and your chest and diaphragm all kind of raised, but in this instance I was kind of just doing my chest. Make sure if you're going to breathe shallow. Yeah. And the other thing I was told as well, if I just do shallow breathing, I can end up bloody getting pneumonia. And I was like, oh Jesus. So I was definitely all over that, which was good. But yeah, my shoulders really hurt back then, like really ached. So I was kind of doing this a lot. And then when I was walking around after the catheter was taken out, I was kind of pressed on the walker, and I was kind of doing this as well, you know, as I was walking, or just sort of like doing this. So I found actually tilting my head back and doing that worked quite well here and there. So yeah, I'll probably have to do that a little later. So yes, that was like, for me, that was step one. Step two was do the walk with the catheter once you can sit up without feeling sick, because your goal number one is to just not feel sick. Just lie there, take the pain medication, eat whatever, try not to feel sick when you sit upright. When they get you to sit upright, just to check how you are. If you're feeling sick, lie back down again, don't worry about it. The minute you're not feeling sick, that's when you need to get up, start walking around and have that catheter taken out. What did I say here? Asked to be stood up when they take out the catheter and immediately walk about. Yeah, so, and I did it slowly. I didn't bloody walk around like a nutter. I wasn't trying to show off or anything. A lot of people were like going, good job, bloody hell, you're doing this and that. But to be honest with you, I was terrified to get back into bed. So other people were lying in bed and probably going, oh, God, look at him walking around. And they didn't realise that I was unable to do what they were doing. Because if I got back into bed, I was really aching. It was really hurting to get in, and actually I was having an issue breathing because once I was lying down, I didn't know how to adjust the bed properly for myself at the time. So I'd get into the bed and it just wouldn't be right for me. So I'd end up like breathing bad and I'd have to climb out of bed again. And yeah, that was a corker, that was. But let's see. Yeah, that's it. And then basically they shifted me to another room because I was like doing so well walking around. They shifted me to another room. But I guess in other hospitals you might have the same room all the time, so that's fine. But the one thing I found, this was my learning lesson. After getting into the bed, let me backtrack. They ask you to try and go for a wee. If you try and do a wee and you can't, or if you manage to do some, actually if you manage to do a wee, if you can't do a wee then they won't do it, but if you do a wee you notify them, and then what they'll do is they'll come in, they'll scan you. They'll scan your bladder to see how much is left in there. If you've got over 400 ml still in there, then they'll sort of advise maybe that they should put a catheter in. So you've got to really be persistent that you're going to try and wee more. And the best way to do that is to sit down, and you'll have this pot that you wee into. And if you sit down, it will flow much easier than if you're standing up. 100%, it will flow. So hold on, let me write my brains. And so yes, so it was then I found out when they had to scan my bladder that the bed wasn't right for me, and that's when I was like having a real issue getting into bed. It was really painful and everything, because I just couldn't breathe. The way that the bed was and the way I was lying down, I couldn't breathe. I needed to be like I was sat in a chair. So like, you know, you've got like your back here and your head here, and then you've got your legs up and then like this. That's how I needed it. And actually, when I had got up and I was walking around prior, I was sitting down to eat my food as well. I didn't get into bed to eat my food. I was sat down to eat my food, and then I'd get up from sitting down and walk around again. The first few meals you'll get when you're feeling sick, being upright, you'll have to balance your food in the bed. You'll be like this, go, oh, you know, and like just cutting it, oh. But yes, so I was in the other room, or maybe you'd be in the same bed, and basically I was peeing, and eventually it got to the point where I was doing tons. I was doing like 800 ml, 700 to 800 ml, and so they were like extremely happy with that. And you'll have been given Miralax during the day. That would have been. Let me see. I got out yesterday, so might have been early that morning, or maybe it was the day before, and then they might have given me a little bit more. But their goal when in the next step for them is for you to pass urine and to poop, and basically, I'd done the urine passing. The poop was next, and they also want you to pass wind at least, and I passed wind, which was good. So that was in the morning. I woke up doing that, and I was like, "Oh, I better tell them. I'd better notify someone." So I did that, and they were happy about that. And actually, they told me that they could actually let you go if you've just passed wind. But fortunately, the Miralax sort of took its control or whatever, and I ended up sitting on the toilet doing a whole load of stuff. So that was great. And it's weird talking about it. For me now, I'm talking about it from the medical sense, just like I had to do this and this. But a conversation about it like a week ago, I'd be like, ugh! But now it's like this is just a matter of fact. What I'm saying. But am I on public? Yeah, I'm public. Yeah, whatever. Right. And then let me see. Basically, I stuck to the pain meds. The pain meds I was taking was like Caloxy or whatever it is. And that's, I don't know, what's that drug you can get from bloody poppies? I don't know what it is, but I think there's a bit of that going on in it or something. But apparently that can make you constipated. But I still needed it for the pain, and to be honest with you, it didn't seem to make a difference because the Miralax overrode everything. It then got to the final point, which was I needed to start looking at to leave, and one of the things they had to do is to take out the drainage. The drainage pipe for me was, hold on. The drainage pipe for me was from, hold on. Let me show you. The drainage pipe was from here, probably went all the way around down to the sigmoid tube down there, and basically it travelled all the way up and then was hanging down here, and it was like a collection thing. So they take it off and pour it out and say, "Oh, very good." That was the source of discomfort my entire time. I'm aching right here still, right in this little bit here. You got like a little where you can push there in between the bones. You've got like your bone going, your collarbone there, and then you got another bone here. If I then look, it's like this area here, just right there. Still pressure from like my bowels because they're full of air and the air travels up. But yeah, that tube was basically the drainage for where they joined back up my my colon from where they cut it all out, and so that was now any excess liquids and stuff that was coming out was going into this drainage, and so the main goal was that it was just full of blood rather than liquid, which it ended up being. So that was good. But she, I was lying on my back and I was like, I'm not looking forward to this, and she said, oh, okay, it might sort of sting a bit or something, and I'm like, I sort of knew what it was going to be like. There's a slight sensation similar to the catheter coming out, but I knew I sort of already could picture it, and it did happen that way. It's like she goes, breathe in, so I breathed in, and then I knew she was going to say breathe out and then pull it out at the same time. So I wish I was naive, because you just know stuff sometimes. So I breathed out. Oh man, I'm breathing in and it's really hurting here. This is like, it's Friday. I had the operation Tuesday and I'm still aching up here, and I think it is from the air still travelling up. But yeah, so I breathed out and then she pulled it out at the same time. And I guess it felt like I was being stabbed in the stomach, or the stab was coming out. But it felt like I was urinating. It felt like I was vomiting, but none of that was actually reaching here. The vomit wasn't reaching here. The urine wasn't reaching there. I just had the sensation of the start of it, and it was like the only way I can describe it is It was, and it was about a second, but you sort of like I felt it like the final. Yeah, I just felt it travelling around my guts. That was the one uncomfortable part of the whole thing. Like, I mean, I was in pain. I was standing there with the walker at some point, just like freezing cold, my teeth chattering, like just going, I can't get into bed because I just can't lie down. I'm terrified of the bed. And then eventually I worked out how to bloody get it in a good position, and that was great after that. But Jesus, that was the one thing that was you buggers. But if I didn't have it, then I could get sepsis and all sorts. So it was, you need it there. It's the most important thing you bloody need sticking in you. So I was very thankful for it. But it was the biggest source of discomfort, and then the very last thing you have to go through, if you're on the same timeline as me, not having a colonoscopy bag and all that sort of jazz. So that's it. That's my video. This is what happened to me. I'm now home, and my battle now is to just try and go to the toilet because I keep bloating up. I keep hearing gurgling around in my stomach, and it's difficult to go. So I'm sort of constipated. I've got to eat a low fibre diet. I believe it's a low fibre diet, like Rice Krispies and white bread, and But I'm taking just a little bit of Miralax. I don't know if I should. I've read that I could, and they didn't want me to have my next Miralax yesterday because I'd already gone. But I'm like, I don't know. The pain I was in. It's like, do I take my pain medication that I'd rather not because it's got opioids or whatever in it? I don't know. Do I take that to cater for the bloating pain, or do I take Miralax to help to go to the toilet? It's like, for me, it's a choice between one of those two because it gets so bloated and painful that I have to take one of the bloody pain tablets. I'd rather do Miralax, which is an off the shelf, than like a pain tablet that has a bloody skull on it. It's got a skull on the label, on the bottle, saying this is an addictive narcotic. And I'm like, Jesus, I think I might go the Miralax route, thanks, rather than taking this painkiller. So that's it. That's the main goal now, is to urinate and poop at home, and I'll be having a shower very soon. But my weight has fluctuated between 209.8 and like 214. So I'm actually doing pretty good on the weight front, and I'll actually be a little bit take it a lot easier and try and actually get my weight down a little bit more, to be honest with you. I actually want to really work on all that. But the next steps for me are, they will be looking at what they've pulled out. They'll be looking at the lymph nodes. They'll be checking to see if the lymph nodes are actually metastatic. If they are, then they'll need to do chemo on me. So that'll probably happen in 2 to 4 weeks. I don't know. I think maybe 4 weeks. But I'll be having a chat with the surgeon on the 12th of January. So it's still kind of like, it's good. It's sort of stage. If it's stage 3, that's still cool to sort of get through that. Obviously, it's not cool, but but I don't know if I mentioned it in here. I might have mentioned it, but it's stage 1 is where it's inside the colon. Stage 2 is where it's gone through the layers of your colon and now it's on the outside of the colon. And then stage 3 is when it's in your lymph nodes. And then stage 4 is that it's metastasized to your body. And so because of lymph nodes, it's been swollen. It looked like I was stage 3, but I am sure, I'm not 100% positive, but I'm sure that I heard in some discussion about the results, because I was out of it at the time, that it may have only been within the colon. It might not have actually gone to the outside of the colon, though I've got swollen lymph nodes. So it's like, is it like stage 1 and then jump straight to stage 3, or is it stage 1 and the lymph nodes are just swollen, and actually it could be just stage 1 and it's when it's gone, that's it, goodbye cancer. So that's that's where I'm at the moment. I don't know if it's stage 3 or stage 1. I'm looking at it as stage 3 because that's just the best outlook to look at it as, because then I'm prepared for whatever comes, which is the chemo and all that sort of jazz. But yeah, there you go. Bela Lugosi. Hang on, I've got my button. Let me find the other thing that I'm on. There you go. You ready? Bela Lugosi. Wait, there we go. What are the other ones? Oh yeah, that's me in a window in The Exorcist. So there we go. But let me just quickly show you this, just to add a little bit of Garbage Pail Kids in here because it's been a while. Let me, because I've got some things to filter through at some point, but I just sort of thought I'd run through it. I've got a load of stuff in a mail day. What is my mail day these days? GPK. Here we go. So I'm going to be in like a little box here just for now. But look at this. So I've got to do some sorting. I'll probably do it in a sorting video. So I've got like alien in atomic. I've got like alloy atom refractor, another alloy atom refractor, alien in refractor, alien in yellow wave, which is all leading towards my Skittles set. Alien in purple, which I ended up getting cheaper than the yellow. I was like, okay, I'll get that. And then I got Flat Tyler orange, which I got fairly cheap. No Way Jose yellow. Dense Denise, so I've got like a C card of a character I actually wanted, so that's really cool. And then Dry Guy Prism, Chrome Chris, Atomic, Walt Whitless Atomic, and Stuff Steven. So that's like my Chrome 4 kind of mail day things that I received. But I've also got these to go through. Let me have a little look at what I've got here, because I've got to run through these at some point as well. So I've got a Vaporized Val. I need to just look at my Chrome 1 and 2 sets. I've got a Disgusting Justin Refractor, Split Kit Refractor, Tommy Gun Refractor. I've already got this. Oh, no, I haven't. So this was one I thought I owned, and I didn't. And then I was looking around for it, and I couldn't find it anywhere. And then suddenly I found it for sale on eBay, and I was like, I've got to get it. So I got it. I think that scratch is actually not on the card. I think that's on the top loader. Spacey Stacy, I didn't think I was going to get that as well. That appeared, and I was like, get it. So I'm actually doing extremely well on my Chrome 2 refractors now. It's getting close to the finishing line, I'm sure. So I'll actually look through this and in a video, a proper video. Oh, you're right, Bobby B. So I've just done like probably 20 minutes where I was talking about everything I can possibly talk about with the operation and exactly what I went through. And you know, that's going to be something to throw out to everybody, just in case they're going through the same thing. Obviously, I didn't do a colonoscopy bag or whatever you call it, but I've put it all out there. Yeah, I'm back in my own setting, but I don't have my green screen up, so that's a bit frustrating. But I'm definitely in pain still, like all around here, and I'm going to have a shower in a minute as well, and then I've got to put some new gauze on like a hole I've got in my stomach. Yeah, I'll just have a little brief sort of glance through it. It's more explaining to people that, you know, if you know someone who's going to have an operation, then it's more sort of, you know, trying to comfort them on what they're going to deal with. But obviously the pulling out the drainage part isn't, I don't know how to comfort people on that, because that was a pain in the arse. Well, it wasn't a pain in the arse, it was a pain in the stomach. But anyhow, so yeah, I'm just running through some cards that I got in mail days over the time, and that I'm going to filter these properly and work out what I've got left to collect. I suppose I shouldn't really be doing this on this bloody video, should I? No, I'll stop doing it. I'll stop doing it on here, because this is bloody. This is more about the post-colon cancer operation. But this is what I'm about. If anyone is into Garbage Pail Kids or trading cards and they've got cancer and they look at this video, then hello, this is what I do most of the time. And I also, my mum's around as well, and my mum and Misha and the kids have gone off to Target, so I have made sure that my mum and the kids more so, know to look for Garbage Pail Kids Chrome 5 in Target. So so if they do, they're going to jump all over that, and Misha's not going to be able to say no. She won't be able to say no at all. She's going to have to buy it. It better be a load, hopefully. So hopefully we'll be opening some Chrome 5 later this evening, and obviously it'll amount to hardly anything because there's hardly anything in Chrome 5 packs. But yeah, I've got like a good scar here. Actually, what I'll do is because it's, I don't know, I've put it so it's not for kids, but let me show you. Let me show you. I just want to. This is the educational part again as well. I think. I don't think YouTube bans you, does it? But so basically, this is the 3. That's where the robot went in, and then the robot went down, did a load of sigmoid cutting, and here is the big scar. That's where they pulled the sigmoid out, or whatever part they did, and then this is where the drainage was, and so there's a hole here, and that's where they pulled the cable. The bloody pipe was going all the way from there all the way to here, and the nurse goes to me, right, breathe in. So I breathed in, and then I knew when she said breathe out that she was going to pull the cable out, and I was like, I breathed out, and it was like, it was like that. Because it for some reason I pictured Mel Gibson in Braveheart when he gets drawn. You know, when he gets hung, drawn and quartered. Well, the part where he gets drawn and the guy's like, you know, cutting and obviously pulling his intestines out and everything. Obviously that wasn't happening to me, but I just thought, and it, you know, it's like I got a little tiny, minuscule glimpse into what being drawn is all about, and I don't like it. But yeah, and then I've still got pain up in my shoulder area here, and it's so weird because you have the operation's down here in your guts, but the pressure and all the bloating and everything travels up through your abdomen, through your diaphragm or whatever, and you know, all the way up through your chest, and it goes into your shoulders. So most people that have a colon operation will experience pain in the shoulders. Yeah, it's not a good thing to, you know, if there's people out there that want to do that as a fun thing to do just to sort of make money on a YouTube video. I had someone insert a pipe into my guts and then pull it out again. It's just not worth doing it. not for a laugh, that's for sure. But yeah, I am gonna go have a shower now. But the main thing is that I'm back. I'm gonna open up the final Chrome 4 box with my mum. So we'll open that together. I think maybe the kids will help out as well. So it might be a crazy video, and I might do a live stream, to be honest with you. So I'll have to tell Mum to be on her best behaviour during a live stream. And yeah, it's getting back to normal. But I'll find out if I've got stage 3 cancer or not in the next few weeks, because they're going to be testing it out and finding out if the lymph nodes are actually metastatic or metastasized. If they are, then it's chemo, just to blat the rest of my system, and they can blat away. They can just, you go for it, absolutely blat the hell out of my system. But there's a possibility, and I've said this earlier in the video, but I'll say it again. There's a possibility that, and I don't 100% know if I heard it right, but it sounded like it could be stage 1. Because I'm sure I heard that it hadn't reached the outer wall of my colon. And the only thing that makes it awkward is that my lymph nodes are swollen. So hopefully the lymph nodes are swollen just because there was there was something going on in my colon. I'm just hoping that's the case, because it's either looking like I've got stage 1 cancer and swollen lymph nodes, or stage 1 cancer that has gone directly to stage 3. Like it's bypassed stage 2 to reach the outer wall. So that's where it is at the moment. So if it's stage 3, bugger it, get into chemo. You know, hit me up. That's the deal. But as of now, I will be making Go Troll Kid videos again, or Hopefully I'll be drawing. I believe that I may... I mean, my body's healing, so I'm going to have hardly any strength, I guess, and I'll be sleeping a lot. But I'm hoping that my energy levels will start rising up higher than they used to be when I did have cancer and I didn't know. And I was sleeping 10 to 11 hours a night. I am hoping that I will have all this energy and that will get my momentum going. I'll actually be drawing. I'll have, like... What is it called when you have lost the will to do things? The drive or whatever. Momentum. I don't know what it is, but... You know, it's like, the initiative, the will, lost the will to... I don't know. Basically, if I wanted to, achieve anything, I didn't... It was like, I've got no drive. There's... I'm just going to do sod all or just go to bed. And I think... I'm hoping it was all based on that. So now it's gone. I'm going to be kicking some ass. So I'll be drawing, I'll be doing all sorts. Hopefully. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, definitely I'd lost the drive. Because I haven't drawn in a while. But I've been looking at things going, I want to draw that, I want to have a little mess with that. I want to draw this, I don't want to try and do it exactly as that character was drawn. Just have a mess, just play, just do some stuff. I want to get into coding again. I mean, that's my job anyway, but I want to actually do coding. I want to work on that bloody checklist website. I think that's needed now more than ever. Especially with people collecting different, like sets, different rainbows or different... green wave sets or Skittle sets. I want to get all that sort of stuff built. So there's plenty of things to do there. But every other video from now on, I will mention how I'm getting on with my cancer, or lack of. Hopefully it's gone. Hopefully I do not have cancer. I don't even know what the hell happened. Last month I was walking down the road. Then suddenly I was told I had cancer. Now I'm sitting here going, what happened? And hopefully I don't have cancer. That's how it works. I don't know if what the battle part's about, because I've had an operation like most other people do for getting other things sorted. So as far as I'm concerned, this operation is just an operation. I'm assuming the battle comes with doing the chemo and the battle of the bulge maybe setup that could happen if you've got like a higher stage or something like that. I guess that's where the battle part comes, and that's fair play. That's I'm hoping that I don't have to have a battle with cancer. I'm hoping that the operation is the bit. Let's have a look. Did the family enjoy Christmas? Are you celebrating more now you have the op out of the way? Christmas is finished already. That was done and dusted. Now it's just focused on the fact the family's ill. So the kids are coughing and everything, so I'm wearing a mask, like when the kids are in the house and stuff, because I cannot afford to have a cough right now. But at least I can sort of laugh in a way that doesn't hurt my stomach now. My mum's not ill, which is fortunate, but she does have MS. So I've got her hobbling around. I've just taken a button off. Okay, I'll put it back on again. So she's hobbling around, I'm hobbling around. The pair of us walking around together, we look like Dawn of the Dead. We actually do look like Dawn of the Dead. Oh, and Bobby B. So you've got to do a card. You've got to do a sketch. You're going to have a think. I don't care how gross you go. I don't know how you could... I think the name part would be the trickiest, but you could literally have my intestines or my colon, attacking me, strangling me, or just something. Just there's got to be something that could be done. Colon... Subconscious. D colon. Hang on, DK semicolon. Yeah, you could do something like that. DK semicolon. But what would the colon be doing? Just strangling me. It's the sort of thing where if you drew it, people would get offended by it. But the person who's actually wanting the drawing is the one who had the operation, and so anyone who's offended by it that hasn't had the operation, I'm basically going to do a great big middle finger to all those people and tell them to, go and drink your tea, drink your milk, bugger off, because I went through it and I want a card done of my intestines attacking me. But don't put any time into it. Just have a little laugh. Just have a little sketch of something. But I think the name's the hardest part, isn't it? Because DK Subconscious or Dark Subconscious doesn't lend itself to anything. Colon bastard. uh, yeah, semicolon's about the only thing I can think of that's got like any because it's relative because I now have a semicolon, I guess. So that joke now is a reality to me. I guess you could have how do you end a sentence after a colon operation? You end it with a semicolon. I don't know. Yeah, yeah, it'd be cool if there was a load of because I think on Facebook. Let me have a look. Let me have a quick little look. I've got to look up names. I'm so rubbish at names. Yeah, so I mean, it'd be good if Lee Rumble tried one as well. But there's somebody else who. Oh man alive! Why can't I see anything? Let me have a look. Let me have a look. Do. They're all over. Oh, that's it. Eric Lassen. That's it. So Eric Lassen does a lot of stuff on like doing artwork and things, and I think he mentioned he might have a try at doing something. But yeah, it's actually let me show a quick picture of a colon diagram, and then what I'll do is I'll put it on. Let me get this over here, and then I've got to figure out how to do the bloody screen. So here we go. This is actually a good one to do. Open the image in new tab. It's a small one, that is. And then how do I do my screen? I don't even know how to do the screen. Probably desktop. Ah, here we go. Right, so can I do F11? No, F12. Yes, there we go. So basically, the sigmoid colon, the cancer was closer. It was down the bottom. It was closer to the rectum area, so it was down the bottom of the sigmoid colon, and so that's apparently that was one of the best places to get it. And I think the descending colon is also not too bad either. But yeah, they don't want it to be in the cecum, if that's called the cecum area. The transverse colon, I think, has got more binding to it for the because it's got to be held up. So I think that's got more binding to it. The way it's connected to your insides, it's kind of I'm sure there's things around it that because otherwise it's just going to fall down, isn't it? Whereas the sigmoid colon is more of like a dangling from the descending colon kind of like piece, and so that's why that was like pretty good that the cancer was there. So I was while not being lucky, I was extremely lucky that it was there. So I don't know if they've taken 12 inches or what they've done, but they've taken a chunk out, and you can see whereabouts it is, and then where the cecum is seems to be where they put the tube in the drainer in that area, and then that kind of like went over to the sigmoid colon area, and that's where they pulled the tube out, and it was like but yeah, so that's enough of talking about that. Let me get this off. Let's get this over here, and then let me get back onto chat 2. No. I'll do this one. Oh man, yeah. See, I've got to clean this up. Now that I've had a chunk of my bloody or half my sigmoid removed, you can definitely hear me now, can't you? Yeah, you can hear me now. So now I've had the chunk of my sigmoid removed, I'm going to clean up my scenes in OBS. Is going to be one of my things I'm going to do. A new colon resolution. Oh, that could be the alter ego. So some sort of D colon semicolon or whatever, and then new colon resolution. How the hell would you do that? So I could be dabbing a calendar with my colon, or jeez, swinging it around. No, I don't know. But yeah, I was saying when I believe the audio had gone that if I was told on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. I'd have a 5-hour colon operation, and that on Friday morning I'd be able to do a live stream, and if I didn't mention it, no one would know. I'd be like, "Are you having a laugh?" I'll be absolutely bloody having a. I'll be like absolutely. It'd be nuts. Skipping with it. I'm definitely not going to be. Oh yeah, skipping. I was about to say, I'm not skipping with it, but yes, you're right. In a sketch, skipping with it. Yeah, I could be like. You could do like a Derek and Clive. You could just. You could just have the card just say "cancer bastard" or something. Oh man. Oh. It definitely, yeah, when I'm moving, it's definitely like, oh, and then I do have the pain up in the shoulder. Right, I think I better have my shower now. I should definitely stop this and just have my shower. But I got the main part out, and I'll actually do markers for this so that I can say this is where I pointed out this, and this, and then I'll just say the rest of it was just rambling along, talking with my mate Bobby B, and. Oh yeah, and thank you as well. Anyone who actually even makes it this far, thank you to everybody who's said good luck and everything on Facebook, and also responded to my videos that I did when I was actually in a hospital bed. Like, one of the videos I did was literally not long after I'd woken up after having the operation. I thought, I've got the ability with my phone right now to do a live stream, so I'll just do it. And then I did another live stream the next day as well. So people that responded to that was fantastic as well. So I love you all, and I am going to put this chewing gum in my mouth because it helps me to go to the toilet apparently. And I'm going to have a shower. I'm going to take this gauze off, and I've got a hole there. And I'm just going to wash my hair and have a shower with some nice warm water. And I'm going to put on maybe zombie flesh eaters. Oh yeah, just check out the beginning, but it's yeah, have a look at the beginning, and I'll put markers so that I actually explain, step 1, step 2, and just, I suppose I could slice it out and just put it somewhere and make a very small video from it, where I can edit out my ums and ers, and I'll actually make a proper, a proper video like where I'll edit this down and take snippets even from later on where I could actually slot that in. I'll do that. Kind of makes sense. So this live stream is more me just creating the production, not the production video, but like the sketch, and then I'll make a proper production video out of this. Yeah. All right. See you later, Bobby B, mate, and everyone else who's watched and whatever. See you later. Thank you very much for the support, and I'm gonna have a shower. Bing. Oh, hang on. Let me do this. There it is. Outro. Yay!